Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? What's happening with it? At the time. That's what I was thinking about today. Remember that shit, Banks? About that time. It's about that time. Rip, walk a rip, walk a rip, walk a rip, walk. It's about that time. It's about that time. It's about that time. It's about that time. Hey, bro.
It's 6 o'clock.
That was a that was a special ass time, bro. Back when 92Q was all we had in the Ville. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another weekly installment of the Prison Black Podcast. It's your boy Murph at Nice Guy Gone Will at Murphy's Law 615 on IG. I'm with my co-host, my partner, my homie, my friend Banks Fresh God. What's up with you, Brody?
Not much, man. That was corny as shit. I would never do that again.
The double air
Never.
gun. Hey man, I was letting
with
you get
the
your shit
with
off,
with
dog.
the
I wasn't even
spin.
going, and all that was missing was a, yeah, I mean, and a wink. That's all you need. A wink, coke, and a smile, and bam, you in
Oh
there.
man, it's
Banks
quite
11. We about to
Carlton
hit a
Banks.
casino heist, ain't
Carlton Banks over here.
it? How you living though, man? What's going on?
Good, bro. Just working and then working when I get home, working when I go to work. You know,
Hmm.
on my grind. Just trying to get shit done so the people can actually see the things I've been doing. So.
I know that. I know that
Books
feeling,
on
dog. It's
books,
that when
movies
we,
on movies.
yeah. This is the grassroots movement parts of it that people don't see on the mountaintop when you're on your
Yeah,
way climbing, trying to get somewhere. You know, the everybody's hyper focused on the gratification, like the end, the finish line, but the journey. I don't think
yeah.
anybody would argue anybody would say that the journey is just as important, and
It is,
that's
but
that's
the
where
journey
the
usually sucks. That's why people don't talk about
that's why they skip over it in
it. Yeah, it's
animes. It's
like
just a training
this is the
montage. It's
training
not you
arc.
don't
Cause like
actually
nobody want
see
to see you get beat up.
it.
Nobody want to see you get beat up for 3 months.
Yeah, let's put some cool music to it, hit a little bit
Yeah,
of 80 cents, and yeah,
and
speed
then
that
do
shit
one
up.
of I made it,
Yeah, facts,
and then see the
facts.
aftermath of you making it. But yeah, the journey usually sucks. So it's like, oh, I'm
I
poor.
mean,
I'm poor.
the worse it is, I think the better the payoff, and that's kind of what makes you appreciate it more. I
It
mean,
do for the
there's some
individual,
people,
but like the people that
some people
like
get the benefit of just sliding through all of it, but
yeah for the
I'm
people
not one of
that
those people.
get the the end product of it, it don't suck for them. But the
Right,
person that is doing it, it 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 makes it better for them because it's like damn I really did it. But the people that's reading the book,
right.
it's like oh finally your fucking book's done. Took you long enough.
Yeah, there is that. There are those ungrateful
Fucking
who
took you
just
long
want their
enough.
damn.
Yeah.
How long is it gonna be, bro? Like
Yeah,
shit,
like
been
damn,
waiting.
I've been waiting on this fucking book for 3 years. Work harder. It's like damn, boy, I'm about to KI double hockey sticks myself over here. You over here talking about work harder?
But with age, I've learned to appreciate and respect the process.
A little
You
bit.
know,
I still be
it's,
wanting it to hurry up, but I fucks with it though, cause you got to do it.
I had to decommission and shut my kind of rewire my brain because a big reason like hyperconsumption, being able to just stream all
Mhm.
sorts of shit, kind of really transformed and had me kind of like now.
Yeah.
I kind of had to just do a decompress from all streaming for a little bit. Stopped watching TV. Got rid of like a lot of my original apps before I got some of them back. But I just had to take a step back. It got to a point where every day I was coming home and just mindlessly binging shit. So
Yeah. But that's
once
why.
I got used to, go ahead.
No, no, go ahead. You finish your. Say, I'm about to cut you off.
I was gonna say once I got used to week to weekend again, because it
Mhm.
did take some time going from binging a whole season in 1 to 2 days versus the week to week. Once I got back used to that, I can kind of respect the process now. And it's the way it's nostalgia. Like I look forward to even with collected comics, like I look forward to. I wonder what that next issue is gonna be. How that's gonna shape out. Like um, thing with Solo Level, I'm reading through that journey. It's just like issue over issue. I'm like, man, this is. I look forward to it. But that's done already. So yeah, you were about to say.
I was just kind of like the opposite. Like I don't do the week to week, but I don't binge it all. Like if it is week to week, I won't watch it until all of it's done. Like I don't mind waiting. I just don't like waiting knowing small bits of information and then waiting for the next episode to come out. Like I don't mind for you to give people their time to make the show. Like if you need more time to, put it out. But I don't like let's take From for instance. Those
Oh yeah,
those weeks of like not really getting anything from a certain episode, it was like, bro, I didn't that wasn't that didn't answer none of my questions. So like what we going
yeah.
with this?
Fillers,
So yeah, and it
filler
kind of just
episode.
goes to the
Yeah.
next episode. It's like I didn't have to wait a week to find out that like so I'll
Oh
give
yeah.
people the time to put out their whole show. If you are doing a week to week, but I'm gonna wait for all of it to be out before I watch it on the streaming service. And then I can, from there decide if I'm gonna watch it within a day, watch it within 2 weeks, watch it within or whatever. But I kind of want to know the whole story at once, and I don't being like piece fed information. That's just me though. I don't like being piece fed information. But
No, that's fair.
the anticipation part I can deal with. It's just really the hey, this didn't really answer any of my questions. Why I gotta wait another week to figure out what's going on if y'all already got it out. And if y'all don't got it out, I don't mind waiting. But
That
yeah,
part. But yeah, man, we almost through February, almost through Black History Month. Onwards to March and hopefully spring. Nashville's been going through an interesting time in terms of seasonal changes and weather. But some of y'all might recognize the content this week. We actually had to run it back because we put together, crafted a lovely episode for y'all last week on a review of Hard Eyes.
they don't know that
And
yet.
oh, that's right. They're not ever going. We just edit that out, bro. Yeah, I completely like behind the scenes. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you know,
I'm thinking from a
they don't know
creative
that yet.
creating. Yeah, yeah. They'll never know because they're not gonna see the original. They're
Yeah,
just gonna
they
see
never
this.
gonna
So
know.
yeah, yeah. Let's set that off. So yeah, up this week, y'all. We just got through Valentine's Day, and I went to the show and caught Hard Eyes, and yeah, that's today's subject. Romance was in the air. Hopefully, you got hit by Cupid, but you lived. It wasn't anything that would that would harm you or cause detrimental harm to your life. But yeah, Hard Eyes hit theaters, and it's basically a rom com meets a slasher, as a good friend of mine, Scott Taylor, described on his pod, his 90-second review. Um, but for the most part, this movie checked all the boxes for me. Banks, I'll let you get into what you did and didn't like on it first. Um,
Mm.
yeah,
Well,
how you feel, man? What you
I
think?
it was a pretty decent movie. It didn't like it was like a bad movie, but there were certain things I liked about it, and then some things that I didn't. What I did like about it, let's start with the positives, because it's a lot more positives than negatives.
Word. Yeah, let's start with the pros.
What I did like about it is the two main actresses, actor and
Yeah,
actress. Uh, they on screen they mesh really well. Uh, I really felt like they knew each other, like in real life, but
mhm,
how some of the jokes connected, it felt like
yeah,
stuff that like people that actually knew each other would say, and then, like maybe they actually met this is they actually first time meeting in real life, and then they throughout the movie grew to kind of be friends. Uh,
yeah,
so like their jokes landed really well. They kind of had normal people personalities in the movie, and not feel like they were forcing like scenes and actions and shit like that. So it was like it just felt really natural.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, definitely. Their chemistry,
so
their on-screen chemistry was very organic.
yeah,
Go
very
ahead.
natural. Um, I'm not a huge fan of horror comedy, but it didn't really
Mhm,
feel like a horror comedy. It just had a horror movie that had some jokes in it. But I hate
yeah.
horror comedy. Like,
Not a fan of dark comedies. You didn't like the Lady Killers,
well,
Tom Hanks joint?
not even like dark comedies. I just don't like s- horror movies that are trying to be comedy movies, like and like legit be comedy movies. Like
I feel you on that.
stuff can have different
Yeah.
elements. Like if you throw some jokes in a horror movie in certain parts, okay, cool. But
But that's situational,
yeah,
where it
situational
just so
comedy.
happens that the
Yeah, it's
shit is
like
funny that's
yeah,
happening,
like
but
yeah,
like
that's
it
cool.
wasn't
But
intentional.
if you trying to do comedy bits in the middle of a horror movie, it's gonna take me out the horror. So like I
Yeah.
love I love horror movies. You know, I love breaking down horror movies as I'm watching them with my wife. Like I'd be like, hey, this, yeah, and they finna hit it with the light like this, boop, bap, bap. This thing gonna hop out exactly at this point.
Hmm.
This is exactly how they trying to scare people, like all that. But if you start throwing in, like, no offense to Scary Movie one and two, because those like OG, like good original concepts. But like Scary Movie
Yeah.
3, Scary Movie 4, Scary Movie 5, where they just like
Yeah.
trying their best to be funny about horror stuff, and it's just like this is not for me. So
There's a staunch difference between the movies that we know the Wayans wrote versus when they
yeah,
didn't write it. It was
yeah,
just I
and then
put it
like
like that.
and it's
It's
also it's
just-
like when people do horror comedies, that's always what they always go for. Let's make a comedy with horror elements instead of let's make a horror movie
mhm,
that's kind of funny.
yeah,
Um,
some comedic undertones and
yeah, so
shit.
like I don't mind comedic undertones. It's just but like straight out comedy, horror comedies. I'm good.
Yeah. I felt
Um,
like Abigail was kind of like that. It did a fine, a good job in kind of dancing the line
yeah,
because it
yeah, yeah.
didn't. It was
Abigail,
more of a
yeah,
horror movie, but it just
yeah.
had situations. The dialogue was just kind
It's
of,
like,
you
oh,
know,
that's kind of funny, but like, hey, I could see
yeah.
somebody be like, oh, okay, but like,
Yeah, well, you got to quickly cast that
yeah,
a group of characters that actually accepts that okay, like normally in a vampire movie, your characters are dealing with the fact that it's supernatural. This isn't real. It can't dot 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 before finally somebody has some resolve and says, all right, let's
yeah,
deal with this shit. But right off the bat, that group in Abigail, they kind of just accept, all right, we're in a fucked up situation. We
hey,
made a mistake. We tried to kidnap a
we're sorry.
vampire.
Hey,
Let's
please don't kill me. Like that's gonna make me
yeah,
laugh, but that's
like,
not like, oh,
yeah,
that's not that. It's like
yeah,
something that somebody might actually say. That's kind of funny when you looking at it.
yeah. A
But
last minute effort, right?
like, hey, bro, I swear to God, I'm sorry. Like, you talking to a vampire? Like, that's not gonna work.
The mummy. I don't know if you remember in the mummy where Benny started praying in every language to every god, like every deity. Like,
See, that was funny, but that's not like them going and being like, all right, here we
yeah.
are. We're gonna write some jokes, and then somebody's gonna hop out and just like, I got a knife. That's not funny. Like,
No, but Benny with that ass is what made it funny is because I could see somebody like straight up somebody who's that much of a con man at all times. Like they're prepared for any situation. Like never know when I might have to, get on this side. Like full time survival mode. And it's
yeah,
just in situational where you see a demon entity that technically shouldn't even, an undead, it shouldn't be in front of me, but since it is,
yeah.
well, he
Hey,
started
all y'all,
going.
please, please,
He was praying to
please.
every god that exists.
I know one of y'all hear me. Come get me.
He's yeah,
See, stuff like
but
that.
that
If it just has to feel
but that
natural,
tells you
and
right.
so
That also tells you that Benny's probably used to hustling everybody in the
yeah,
when you think about who his character is, he probably keeps all that because he never know who he might come across. He got to hustle. He might have to pretend to be Muslim. He might pretend to be because that's what he is. He's a con man.
yeah,
So he's but that kind of just the bigger picture of it. Just like in the situation, that's exactly what somebody and he would probably
yeah.
fucking do.
But
Just
yeah, so
or
like,
anybody. But yeah,
so Hard Eyes did a good job of like keeping the comedy contained within the horror movie instead of trying to be
yeah,
like
yeah.
a comedy, first movie. Um, the kills were
Anything else you
good.
liked?
The kills were
Okay, yeah,
good.
my bad.
The costume was good. Pacing of the movie was good. They mean some parts of the movie I could have been like, y'all could have did that better. But the pacing of the movie was good. I didn't feel like it was dragging on. I didn't feel like
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
you watch.
nice quick ride,
Yeah, I
like
didn't
up
feel
the
like
street.
like some horror movies like, all right, man, get this over with. Y'all doing too much. It's like 13th red herring in the movie. Like
Right.
who'd kill her? So it's like it didn't really feel like that. So like good pacing. Um, but what I didn't like, and this is
Dun-dun-dun.
what I didn't like, bro. I didn't like the
I,
villains. I didn't like the villains. Like they
ah,
kind of ruined. I ain't gonna say they ruined the movie because the movie was a good movie. It was a straight movie. But yeah, the villains at the end. Yeah, I didn't like the whole. Okay, number one, they kind of gave to me. They gave away who the villain was way too early.
it's a bit on the nose. Like I'm
Yeah,
not like I didn't have opposite to you. I didn't have a problem with the villains, but if you're a horror movie, watcher, I think it's you'll kind of piece together right off the bat who the killers might be. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen the movie yet, but um, and I kind of felt like that was intentional, right? Because
I
it
don't
is the
know.
same crew that produced the Scream movies. Hard Eyes is a Valentine's Day themed movie slasher, directed by Josh Rubin, written by Philip Murphy, Christopher Landon, and Michael Kennedy.
Ouch.
And it even for watching the trailer, because looking back, the trailer gave away a lot of the movie. Like now that I've kind
Yeah.
of seen it, and sorry if that spoils anything for anybody, but in a nutshell, it's very well paced. It's not a slow burn, not too quick. It hits just right. But with that said, it's kind of a 1, 2, 3. Like they threw up the storyboard. Here's what we're doing. Everybody got the lines. Let's go. Right? Like they shot this shit, and it works. But with that said, it's kind of really intentional in a lot of ways because it's kind of like an homage to your modern day meta slashers that Scream kind of redefined. I think Hard Eyes has the potential to kind of become somewhat cult pop iconic, in the sense that if we were to get a sequel, Hard Eyes may be able technically could be anybody, right? There's no supernatural. What I mean by that for our
Yeah.
audience is it's not like a supernatural Jason or Michael Myers type vibe. Hard
Yeah,
Eyes is,
where only one thing happened to one person, so like it can
yeah,
only be this person. Like Freddy Krueger's
not a
not gonna be
vengeful
another. Yeah,
spirit.
it's not gonna be like
Yeah,
18 Freddy Krueger's walking around. It's one of them.
yeah,
So with Hard
yeah.
Eyes,
Hard
it's
Eyes
gonna.
is a regular person in some pretty kick ass get up. It's like a romantic baroque kind of Bane jacket, like a long,
It
like
kind
a
of looked like the
trench, like a top
costume
coat.
from the Riddler from the Batman movie.
Yeah, Hush.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Very baroque kind of romantic with the feel, but um a collector mask with heart eye emojis in it, basically. If
Yeah.
y'all remember, if y'all familiar with the collector franchise, was another good one.
That was a good movie too.
God,
Hey, that first
yeah,
one,
them the first.
shit was wow.
I like the first. I like
But
the
he was.
first two, bro.
I
I
like
like the
the
first.
I
You
like the
remember?
first two, but I'm talking about the first one. The kills were crazy, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The
The
first one was
kills
way
were
more
the
sadistic.
kills were crazy, bro. So yeah,
Apparently, there's a third that was filmed but got shelved
I didn't know about that.
and never. Yeah, like the collection or something like
No,
that, or there was.
the collector two is called the collection. No,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The third was supposed to be. There's supposed to be a third, like the collection. They condensed it. Just did these two movies.
hmm
But I was checking out. I think it was either Dead Meat podcast or something that I think James A. Janice was on. Where I think they mentioned that there was a third movie that either started or a script for one that was supposed to be the third was supposed to be entitled The Collection, ended, but something happened with the. Let me not go into the details 'cause I forget the exact what happened, but that script is still on a shelf somewhere if somebody wants to make that film. But the third was supposed to be called The Collection or something like that, but instead they just ended up doing a
the collector three is supposed to be called the collected.
collected. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
because the collection was part two.
okay. I had that wrong. My bad, my bad.
Yeah, the
But
collected.
yeah, so any no release date on that, or it's still like a shelf project? Is
So
any
just from what I'm reading on
of that?
IMDb, it's the collector sequel, The Collected, is back on track. The sequel was stalled by rights issues, which have since been resolved. This team is taking their time before production, but The Collected could premiere as early as 2026.
Okay, that's good news because also everything I'm saying was like from 2 years ago, so
Oh, this is from
that
seven
I
months ago. Yeah,
recall.
it says The Collected 3 gets official
So
announcement from director. This was 7 months ago as
I'll
well.
bet that's what's up. Well,
So
look at
yeah.
that. That's a Prison Black exclusive. Y'all heard it the same time we did. How about that shit? The Collected coming out 2026. Yeah, probably have to go see that.
Yeah,
Definitely have
but
to go see that.
let's not get too off track because even though we love horror
Yeah,
movies,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna
But
get
Hard Eyes, the mask, like it's very much kind of reminiscent of that to me, and that's why I brought up the Collector in general, just that mask with. But it's very meta, like the emoji effect in general. Um, Throughout the movie, you kind of see a lot of things that I guess would be going on with people today, if as realistic as it could be. Um, I didn't mind the villains. I just thought the reveal could have been done a little more. I wouldn't have like. I'm not no negative critique, right?
yeah, it's not
Um,
negative. It's just
but it
like
was. it just came so out of nowhere to where it was kind of obvious to me, and I was just like, well, that kills the fun when I could just obviously pick it out. Like it's more fun when I kind of sniff it out versus it's just all right, here it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
that just makes too much sense not to be right.
yeah.
But
That's how I felt about and plus it was like the reveal of the villains and also like their motive and then like just them in general like once you find out what their
what you didn't
motive
like
is.
the motive?
No,
I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't make sense at all. But when do motives ever make sense? Like Billy Loomis's motive, while it was fucked up what happened to him, it didn't require all that shit that he did. Like
it
your
didn't. It
parents
didn't.
divorced, and it's not a reason to butcher all your classmates. I'm sorry, dog. Like
Yeah, he
it
was
was,
kind
you
of
know what I mean?
wild
Like what?
too, but this one was a little bit like not
It was kind of crazy, right? Like they
It was
just
it was
just two
crazy. It was crazy, but
psychopaths
yeah, it was crazy, but it was also like off-putting.
or sociopaths.
So like, sometimes like when you sometimes like I can understand why even though Fred is a demented, whatever, what he is. I can understand why he want to come back as a evil spirit. Number 1, he's already evil. Number 2,
Yeah, that it
he
checks
got
that box
he got
for
he
sure.
got, he died of, a gruesome death. So I can understand why he wants to
Gruesome,
come back.
violent, death, yeah,
Yeah, so
angry spirit type shit.
even though I would have probably been one of the parents as a watcher of the movie, I can understand. I was like, I'm gonna get y'all. I'm gonna get okay. I'm gonna get y'all. Jason, y'all killed my mom in front of me. Oh, evil spirit release. Oh, there we go.
Well, that's the revamp. Remember, the original
It
Jason was
was it was
he's already dead, but then he
his
comes
mom.
back
I
as
know,
a
but
result.
but as
Yeah,
the revamp goes, that's why he came back
yeah,
as a vengeful spirit is because y'all killed my mama.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
So, but in
Yeah,
this, it
he
was
wasn't
kind of
quite
like
dead, but yeah,
yeah. In this one, it was kind of like yeah, we some weirdos, but we the kind of weirdos when we tell people like they the type of weirdos that they tell people that they not doing no murdering and people still be like, what?
yeah.
Yeah,
Just out of nowhere, just say
yeah.
yeah. Where
It's
I wouldn't
like
kill anybody like that. Like, why? Who asked you what you would
yeah, it's like
kill somebody? How
hold
you would
on.
kill somebody? You know, like yeah.
You be doing what on top
Um,
of the bodies? Okay, nah, they get hey police come get these
I,
folks, bro.
I don't. Well, yeah, that part for sure. But I don't know, man. I think that kind of is what added to the lore to it for me because their reasons don't make sense. Like there's nothing structurally like
It don't make
you
sense
know
in a
logical about it. It's just y'all are doing some wild freaky shit because y'all some wild freaky ass
yeah,
people.
but it's
Like,
like it's
but
just not.
sociopaths for sure.
But it's
And
just
I'm
not
giving
like
away. I
you
keep
know.
saying y'all and that I'm giving away stuff, but my bad.
Yeah, but it's just
But
like you know.
I'll say this: the only thing I didn't really the whole I'll say this without I don't think it's a spoiler, but like terrain that Hard Eyes because this story picks up like Hard Eyes is kind of established right off the bat. That's known.
Hmm.
It's not like this is an isolated event. Every year for maybe a decade, Hard Eyes has been terrorizing random cities on Valentine's Day and knifing a bunch of people up in brutal, gruesome ways. So that's the setting, right? The fact that Hard Eyes has been able to do what they've been able to do for as long as they have, even with all things considered, it's kind of like, come on now, like somebody at some point would have thought, it's a bit odd that Hard Eye seems to be just ahead of us all the time, right? Or, like
Yeah.
somebody would be able to put something together at some point that would kind of, especially in this age of technology and information. Because,
And like
Hard Eyes, to their credit, is prepared for these scenarios. So it's like, you can't convince me
that
that
was
if, as a, as the murderer, as a killer, if they're taking the precautions to, prevent that type of shit, it's because they know damn well it's likely that's one way. You know what I mean? Like somebody would have figured out something by now. Like that's the only thing that kind of.
yeah, and like also it was just I don't know, man. I don't want to spoil it, but I didn't like the villains. Like the villains reveal and so the villains reveal kind of ruined the movie for me, and also just like the villains in themselves. Like I didn't like them.
Well, the
But
third act wouldn't. It was satisfying to see how it shook out for our villains, and I got to shout out to some of
that
the
was good.
OGs who
That was
contribute to
good.
horror. Yeah, facts. That was like,
That,
oh, had like yo.
that was a good part. That was a really
Yeah.
that was a good part. So
But horror legends Devin Sawa and Jordana Brewster returned, which they've been contributing on and off with just various projects over the years. But it was good to see them play two characters. And like I said, this movie is very meta, right? Like their character names are Hobbs and Shaw, which is right off the bat an
like
Easter egg to
like
Fast and Furious.
Hobbs
Like
and Shaw.
yeah,
It's like yeah.
which exists. The so that's what I also appreciate. Like Fast and Furious exists in the Hard Eyes universe. Like
Yeah,
it
so
is
it's
a
like
franchise
that
movie
was
that
funny, and that was another part. Like when I was saying, like there was a good comedy part. There was she was
yeah.
Hobbs and
And
like
our
Hobbs
main
and
character's
Shaw.
like, how do y'all not get
How
this?
do
And
y'all
they're
not
just
see
like,
that?
not facts.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
good part.
that's Olivia Holt as Ally McCabe and Mason Gooding as Jay Simmons. What was your favorite kill? Odd thing to say, but I mean, why do we watch scary movies? Like
I
I'll be
watched.
transparent, y'all. I watch slashers because I want to see how people finna get fucked up.
Yeah, I
That's
want to
the
see
only
the
reason.
creative ways
Yeah.
that people can, not just like I'm slowly coming, got you. I
Right.
want to see like some creativity and like stuff like that. It's in new ways to try to scare people, new ways to like, you know, camera angles on how stuff pops out, like all that stuff. That's what I like about horror movies, like to see how people
Yeah.
can do stuff differently. With new horror movies, anyway, because I've always liked horror movies, but just seeing how you know people spin things to make it different from horror going all the way back to black and white movies. But anyway,
My facts.
my favorite, my favorite was the second to last one of the entire movie.
Okay. All
Second
right.
to
I
last one
think
of the entire movie.
yeah. I think I know where that is. Good one. Not mad at it. Let's see. I gotta give. If I had to give an award, we should award best kills and worst
We
kills.
can start doing that.
They come up with like a Prism Black badge or some sort.
Prison
But
Black's worst kill of the week.
um, but I'd have to say I think the second kill might be cheating because it's not even
Come on, inside the machine.
yeah, the couple in
Okay.
the beginning it's kind of like Hard Eyes didn't really do much. So I'm gonna go with the police station. Salute your
The
shorts.
salute your shorts.
You get what I'm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she got it pretty bad.
Yeah, man. That was oh shit, man. That's
The
crazy.
the
That
kill I
was.
thought I was gonna enjoy the most though was the van one because of the movie. I mean, because of the preview.
Oh, I
But I
forgot about the
didn't.
van.
I didn't really care for that one that much.
I think because the preview gave it away.
Yeah.
Like matter of fact, had I not seen that kill in the preview, that probably would have been my favorite kill
But it
in
was
the movie
also
because that was
because
creative.
well, it was, but also because of the lead up. I kind of wanted them to die, so I didn't really. I wasn't like, I was like, man, finally, shit, fucking get him out of here. Like,
So what's wild is how straight up like Hard Eyes was really drawn to them specifically for that one reason.
yeah, he was like,
Like, it was just like, yeah, okay, y'all having too much fun.
yeah,
Go
so
ahead and
like,
nip this shit in the bud.
yeah, so that part I kind of like wanted them to die. So like the lead up to them dying, I wasn't like, I was like, bro, I wish he killed y'all. I wish he killed y'all, bro. These people trying to hide, y'all on here making all kind of extra noise. Like, do you not know you're in a scary movie? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, they never are. Outside of Scream, most characters are not self-aware that they are actually in a movie being stalked down by a knife-wielding maniac.
But yeah,
Which I got to give Hard Eyes props on that because Homeboy was definitely with the tactical shits.
yeah,
Which and it seems realistic that somebody could who's just trained with edged weapons, knows a thing or two about basic combat, could snap one day and just decide, you know what, fuck it, I'm killing people who fit whatever criteria.
yeah,
Um, to the point of the trope. that makes Hard Eyes formidable. It's not just somebody you can like. But for many years through the 80s and 90s, people just ran from Michael. They ran from Jason, right? Because they're walking, they're slow paced. Sure, they'll catch him eventually, but the whole "I'm gonna walk you down" knife slasher thing, that has been like the standard. But Hard Eyes is a killer that can run after you. Whether he will or won't, will or would not, is kind of up to the situation. But because he's definitely also one that can use ranged weapons, right? The
Yeah.
crossbow, like he's very well built, equipped to like take a motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? By any means, and you can't just run. Like Hard Eyes is the type of killer where you'd have to fight back
Yeah, you
because
gonna have to
hide
at
is
some
it's like
point.
it's almost like a hunt. Yeah, it's almost like a hunt, right? Like how he stalks his victims. Like assume that he already knows the landscape because watching the movie, that's what I get. That Hard Eyes obviously has done his recon, but he knows the landscape. He knows everywhere you wouldn't be. So it's like it's the hunt, the thrill, and that's not something you can run from. You gotta neutralize that shit, meet it head on.
Yeah, you gotta hit him in the head with a bat
So
a couple
facts,
times. I'm gonna
facts.
be real, bro. If I was in a scary movie, that's the first. I'm not running first. If I hit him in the
It might
head,
it might work though.
well, running or
Think about
hitting.
Scream 2. Running. Dwayne Martin, Scream 2. Too many white people died. That nigga said, "All right, Gail, I can't deal with this shit. It's getting too real." And he got in his van and left. And then at the end, he came right the fuck back and said, "All right, Gail, I got you." That nigga.
I'm just,
Dwayne Martin was the only nigga with sense in the
but I'm
movie.
saying no, but that's also because Dwayne Martin wasn't in direct danger. So he was seeing people dying. It's like, all right, I'm out. But let's just say
Yeah, yeah.
Dwayne Martin was the person that he wanted dead. Like, and he always popping up with Dwayne Martin at. I'm not finna keep running. I'm gonna hit you in the head with a bat. When I run, it's when I found out that you got up from them bat smacks. That's when I'm like, all right, oh
Yeah.
hey,
All
it's
right,
time to
man.
run. It's time. These
Oh shit, them
motherfuckers
were
is,
Scooby snacks.
yeah, these
Nigga
motherfuckers are
ate them.
not. They are not normal. This is not normal. Let's.
Nah, facts. But it's refreshing to see characters have that kind of cognizance every now and again. Like just there's always somebody who's that I've come to kind of like that trope. Cabin in the woods, right?
Yeah.
Homeboy is smoking so much weed, he's
He's
like,
like,
nah, none of this makes sense. Like, what y'all talking about? You know,
wait,
I like having
why
that
the
self-aware
windows
character.
locked? We didn't lock these
Yeah,
windows.
why are we splitting up? Like, we should stay together.
Yeah, stuff like that was
But
I like that about that movie too. That was good.
yeah, so,
Yeah.
but yeah, Hard Eyes, man, it's one of where would you? Wait, let me ask you a question: machete or chainsaw?
For what?
Machete or chainsaw?
For my choice of weapon, would I rather be killed by? What are we talking about
Not
here?
just machete or chainsaw.
Machete.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, one machete being Hard Eyes was ass, 10 machetes being Hard Eyes is worth watching. Where would you rank Hard
It's
Eyes?
about a 6.5 out of
Six
10.
six machetes?
Six
Okay,
six machetes. I'll give
that's
it an even 6 because I don't like halves. Halves are for people who can't make up their minds. It's a 6.
I respect the slice. In terms of Valentine's Day themed slashers, where would you place it?
I only
And
seen
we've got a list. Go ahead. What have you seen?
I've only seen like 5. I've seen the original My Bloody Valentine. I've
Uh
seen
huh.
the remake of My
I assume
Bloody
the
Valentine.
remake.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I seen this
You see
one.
the 3D remake? Did you see the
No,
3D
I don't know
remake
if it was.
too?
I
Okay.
don't know if it was a 3D remake or if it was like the
It was the same
the
movie. It was
re.
just
Okay,
3D.
then I didn't see the re. I didn't see the 3D. I didn't see the 3D version then because I was assuming that it would, but I don't. Um, at the time, I had no 3D movie Vendetta. Like I'm not going to see no 3D movie. I like sitting there with the white glasses with the red and but you know
It
now
was 4K 3D, bro.
my
That
my
the pickaxe comes through the screen.
yeah, I know I saw it. I've seen it, but I've changed my stance since I missed Dread 3D. But I wanted to go see it in 3D. So
Yo, Dread 3D, I bet was pretty fucking amazing. I bet that because it's just a well shot movie with just the
I love
colors
that
and
movie.
how they do certain.
I love
Like,
that
bro, that's
movie.
such a good ass. And Carl Urban, like, really, really brought Dread to life, bro. Like, I don't know why we didn't get more Dread movies like that. Because I think we were supposed to with Carl Urban. Actually, I think there might be one in the works. I have to look that up. But Carl Urban's Dread is what's up. Hey, a
Yeah,
thousand percent
we gonna
what's
have to
up.
table that one because I love that movie. But
And how about Lena Headley? Because she really made the movie as a
yeah,
villain.
the villain,
Like,
she's a really good
man,
villain.
bro, she always plays a good villain.
Yeah,
Like whether it's Game
we
of
gon'
Thrones or Dread, like Lena Headley,
we
she
yeah,
can get down.
we're gonna have to talk about Dread 3D because I got a lot to say
Nah,
about
for
Dread
sure.
3D. But I've
Yeah, you
seen
seen both My Bloody Valentines
I've seen
and
this. I've seen what's the one that was about the Cupid? Damn it,
that
what's
was
the name?
Valentine. The Cupid
Valentine.
mask
Yeah,
where he bled with the blood nosebleed.
yeah. It
Yeah,
was just
that was
called
just Valentine. Yeah,
Valentine. So it's just those.
yeah.
So
Okay. So I've seen all those same three. But there's a few. There's Lover's Lane, Cupid, Holidays, which,
wait, let me see Cupid because
whatever.
I might have seen Cupid because I'm pretty sure I've seen a whole movie that was called Cupid. I just want to make sure. So like, my thing is, this is my thing with like movies and media in general. I have watched so many horror movies. Some of them I didn't know the name of. I would just binge watching horror movies, whatever was on TV, whatever I can get at the video store, whatever there are people's houses. Like I'm just binge watching horror movies. Like I've watched so many horror movies that like the movie stands out, but the name don't. So like that's my thing with like anime too. Like I've watched so much anime, like I don't
Yeah.
even know some of the names of the ones that I watch.
Did you peep this? Newly added to this list. Tales from the Crypt, 1972 was a Valentine's Day movie, and Picnic at Hanging Rock, which this just looks like an
I
interesting
have seen
movie.
this Cupid movie. This is the movie I'm talking about. Cupid is the movie I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought so. In Valentine,
I've seen
that came out
Valentine.
like in the early 2000s, and it was a Cupid mask.
I've seen
But
Valentine too. But what is my screen
okay,
flicking for? I've seen Valentine's too. But I've definitely seen this. I don't want to say this, but the Cupid movie was a B movie. So it's like not a bootleg, but like not like a super blockbuster, sort of, direct to DVD type movie.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
so, but I've seen Valentine too. I've seen Valentine,
Yeah,
I've seen Cupid, I've seen both of My Bloody Valentines, and I've seen this.
yeah. Valentine was kind of a scream baby. Like for those who might be younger than us, there was this time in the late 90s, early 2000s, where after the success of Scream, um, for a while there was a bunch of like every other year a new slasher was coming out that was kind of similar, and Valentine was like on the tail end of that. 'Cause we had the Scream trilogy, I Know What You Did last summer, Urban Legend. There was a few that was just spitting out. Final Destination came about at that time, which remake is coming out I think next year, either this year or next year. Destination 6, this would be. I
Final Destination,
guess
yeah, the new one,
Bloodlines. Yeah,
yeah,
Bloodlines. I
Bloodlines.
think, but it would be the sixth film, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, good things to come. Have you seen the monkey yet?
No, I plan on
Yeah,
seeing
make
it
that
pretty soon.
happen.
I plan on
Yeah,
seeing it
we can
pretty
table that.
soon.
Um, yeah, I don't have anything I didn't really dislike about. I mean, other than the fact that and maybe when you watch the movie, it makes sense. But Hard Eyes really seems to quite literally be everywhere, and even in scenarios that you shouldn't be there.
Yeah,
Like that whole. There's that one scene which I don't think it's gonna ruin too much, but it's just like how, like
yeah,
how would you
and
even
this is
know?
like,
And how did you know
yeah,
where
and
they live?
and that's kind of what gave it away too. It's like after like the first clue and the second clue, I'm like yeah, it's who I think it is, like 100%,
Yeah,
100% it's who
yeah.
I think it is. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
overall
man. So,
good movie. Wait, what did you give it out of six machetes?
I think that's fair. I'm not gonna go up too high and give it. I mean, Six Machetes is cool. Like it's a cool little movie. Definitely one to see the day of, like the week it releases, maybe a week after. Movies come and go so quickly now. I'd say it's worth a stream if you can't catch it in theaters. But yeah, it's one for the library. As a horror fan, I probably cop the Blu-ray or something. Not that I need it, but I still love to own physical hardware, physical media. I don't think that's ever going to change about me. So But yeah, I wonder if we'll see the impact that Ghostface had, in terms of like, I mean, obviously Hard Eyes isn't as big a movie as Scream, but I wonder, Halloween always tells the tale in terms of success. You want to know how well your horror flick did? If people are wearing your shit like around Halloween, like Art the Clown,
Yeah,
prime example.
it's going. That
Terrifier is a
means
big.
it's gonna stick.
Yeah, that means your shit is sticking. If you got people dressing up as your characters and whatever, then yeah, for sure, you made an impact. And you've probably entered into the hall of um pop culture icon, or cult following, if you will.
Yeah,
Which we all would love that, right?
we all would love that because it means people are gonna be
Yeah,
talking about it.
years.
Even if it's not number one best selling blah 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 today, in 10 years, people are like I want to remake this movie. I think you've done your job as a creator if other people want to remake it. If other people are inspired to make your thing different. So
Bro, Jerry Garcia died in 1995, and the Deadheads still talk about him.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So, I mean, but yeah, that goes without saying. Like, it's good to have a cult follower, man. When it's impactful, and it's just dope if you can reach that many people. I think it's cool that people can, gravitate to something that you might
yeah,
create and
and then come together off the
really,
thing that you made,
yeah.
and be like, hey, this was cool, and then when they end up talking about it, so
Yeah, because it's interesting to always hear different. Something I've kind of learned about when it comes to putting into art. My intention is all fine and dandy, but interpretation is subjective and it's
yeah,
open. So regardless of what I might intend behind something, people are free to interpret that however they want to. And I like to, I mean, in positive light, like, I'm
yeah,
not saying some people can just be dicks about shit just because they can, but it's always nice to hear people, have a different perspective on something, or,
mm,
contribute in a way that you might not have thought about something, how you see things, which is, I could go in a rabbit hole of series that amplify that, but that's another conversation for another day. What else we got, Banks? I think that wraps Hard Eyes. I'd say go see that if you haven't already.
yes, I would go definitely
Um,
go see it, but
I've seen The Monkey. I'm gonna recommend y'all go see it. It came out last week,
I'm gonna go watch
so we
it.
might have another few.
I'm gonna make sure I watch it before next week's episode so we can talk about that because
Yeah,
that's one of the movies that I wanted to see anyway. So I'll make sure to talk about that before next week. So
yeah. All right, man. I'm about to hop in and get some work. Yeah, because my clothes just finished washing them sheets. So yeah, I'm gonna throw those in the dryer. That gives me another hour up. I'm gonna check some emails, and I'm hopping on Rivals to get some work in.
all right, we can play around with that.
You sure? Because we said that last time. You never got on, nigga.